Tax expert warns of retirement savings time bomb ticking louder. What is it? How can you defuse it? I've got that and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. When you earn income, you pay taxes. When you spend that income, you pay taxes. If you own a house, you pay taxes on that too. When you have investments, you pay taxes on that too. I could keep going, guys. Categorically, taxes and the taxes that you pay will be the largest expense in your life for your entire lifetime. Categorically, the biggest expense is taxes. So no wonder it is essential. I was going to say prudent, but it's more than that. It's crucial. It's required that you do tax planning, figuring out how your financial behavior can be as tax efficient as possible, especially saving up for your financial future, building wealth. How can you do so? What are the strategies to ensure that you're as tax efficient as possible? Ed Slott is a tax expert. He's sort of self-proclaimed the IRA guru, and yeah, he sort of is. That fits. Has warned recently about a ticking time bomb for retirees and retirement savings. Essentially, that most retirees have too much of their wealth in pre-tax investments, and they're viewing this as tax-free when in fact it's just tax deferred. Here's what he says, guys. I think this is pretty interesting. I look at retirement like a football game. The football game is easily divided into first half and second half. The first half is the accumulation phase. Okay, I'm following. Everyone's familiar with that. That's when you do all the work, you're building, you're saving, you're investing, you're sacrificing to build up more, to have more. The problem is most people, when they get to halftime, they think it's the end of the game. They'll come in and say, Ed, I'm retired. Look how much I've saved for retirement. This is great. They think the game's over. Meanwhile, the IRS comes out to play in the third and fourth quarter. They're playing nobody, so they win. Investing and saving is the first half, but protecting that money is the second half. Fantastic analogy. And guys, we do comprehensive financial planning. There's 6 areas to your financial life, everyone's financial life, mine, everyone's. The third area is tax planning. That's not tax preparation. Tax preparation is reactive. Tax planning is proactive. What opportunities exist for you to pay the least amount of tax over your lifetime, if not multiple lifetimes? That's the goal of tax planning. Also avoid tax surprises. No one likes that. But tax planning, that is part of your comprehensive financial plan. And here's why Ed Slott's sounding the alarm. Here's what he says. The reason I'm saying it's ticking louder, and I always felt it was ticking, but now it's really loud. At some point, taxes are going to go up to pay this big debt that our country's facing. People complain about taxes, but the top federal tax rate from 1946 to 1963 was 91%. Guys, there'd be anarchy. I can't fathom that. I can't fathom it. In 1964, it went down to only 77%. Here's the reason why he's bringing this up. He says he was 10 years old at the time. Old enough to really not know what taxes are, but aware. And I heard the whole country did a happy dance. Look at where they are today. The top tax rate is 37%, and yet our debt, people are worried about a debt spiral. And yeah, borrowing $1 trillion every 100 days. I get it. Ed Slott goes further to say, what's the single greatest threat to retirement dreams? Future taxes. That's not what I would have said. Everywhere in the headlines say people aren't saving enough. That is the retirement issue. People haven't saved enough. He's saying future taxes. I am worried about tax rates rising for people in retirement. So what do you do? What do you do? How do you defuse this ticking time bomb for yourself? Ed Slott's answer is the same as our answer. And he says, planning. Find the strategies, strategize so that you pay the most tax at the lowest possible rates. People don't like to think that way. because they just want to always avoid tax. But that's stepping right into the trap that he's talking about, where so many people have saved up pre-tax because they've avoided taxes today, and they look at it and feel like, well, that's tax-free money, and it's not. Pay the most amount of tax at the lowest possible rates. Do tax planning. And when you do that, you accomplish that overarching goal that I said earlier, and that is paying the least amount of tax over your lifetime, if not multiple lifetimes. So guys, before we get into a couple specifics, that means sort of recognizing tax planning as one of the 6 core areas of your financial life. It is. It's not a byproduct. It's not an afterthought. It's not I can just do my taxes on TurboTax or free online or whatever, and I've accomplished it. See, it was done. No, tax planning, guys, is where you look at the opportunities for you to pay the least amount of tax, to build those strategies. And then you connect those opportunities with the rest of the other 5 areas of your financial life to see if, okay, does this strategy, does it make sense? Does it hold water? Is it consistent with my cash flow, present financial position, my protection plan, my investment strategy, my retirement plan, and my estate planning? Does this strategy fit? Oh no, this was a good idea. It saved me taxes, but it's not in concert with the rest of my financial life. Okay, what else? Okay, this one. Oh no, this one would bring synergy to the rest of my financial life. That's what you need. And connected with that, you need a multi-year tax projection. That's right. This is totally geeky, guys, but you need a CFP that can help you with this. But this is not a reactive tax preparation. You need that too. But from a planning standpoint, you need a forecast of what your tax picture is going to look like out there in the future. All of our clients, we have this, it's geeky, we have this built in Excel, where we're looking at least the current year, if not multiple years, in Excel manually. But then all of our clients also have this in their future, like their financial plan. Their retirement or their long-term analysis is projecting out all of the taxes and tax strategies and how their taxes will shift as their stage of life shifts as well. That's what you need. And that awareness is going to help you figure out, well, what strategies exist and so on. So what are some of the practical strategies that you can do to diffuse the ticking time bomb in your financial situation? In addition to having that plan and building that multi-year tax projection, contribute to Roth. Take a fresh look at the Roth IRA, Roth 401k. And you've heard me say this plenty of times. I'm a big fan of the Roth. I get teased about it here. I'm fine with that because I still think way too many people are using pre-tax when they should use Roth. It depends on your situation. But it also depends on, as your circumstances change, you might say, I was doing pre-tax and now I need to do Roth. For example, this just kind of a bizarre example. Hopefully we never go through it again. But individual I was working with came in, had big income, and was like, I'm contributing to my 401k and it's all Roth. Here's the issue. He was in the highest tax bracket out there. And so we did the math and said, it probably makes sense for these to be pre-tax. He was a business owner, so he was going to have a lot of other wealth. They're also very charitable, and so we repositioned their contributions to be pre-tax so that out there in the future, maybe those were the dollars that they donated to charity, something like that. Well, then the pandemic hit. Some of his businesses were restaurants, and his income for a short period of time just cratered. And so we quickly pivoted and said, all right, nope, all those pre-tax savings, those need to be Roth. We did that for about 18 months and then shifted back to pre-tax. You might not have that much variation, but circumstances change. Don't set it and forget it. And to help with the retirement, this ticking time bomb, consider Roth 401k, consider Roth IRA. Another strategy or idea, one of our favorites, if you're riding the fence, max out your 401k pre-tax and max out your Roth IRA. Do both of those. Now you've got tax diversification and you've got more options when it gets time to be that, and to play the second half of that game. And second, connected with that, second idea is do Roth conversions when they make sense. Don't just plug your nose and say Roth conversion will always make sense. I saw this video, I heard this tax expert say, I should have more in the Roth, and so therefore consequences be damned, I'm doing it. No. Be strategic, okay? But be aware. Again, going back to a circumstance where all of a sudden your bonus was supposed to be here, but your bonus dropped. Or, heard this recently, a large employer near us just had massive layoffs. I lost my job. okay, my income's going to be down this year while I'm kind of restructuring and finding the next career opportunity. My income is going to be lower. Let's do a $10,000 Roth conversion, something like that. Being strategic and being aware of those opportunities. Another time to consider Roth conversions, talk about this a lot, early in retirement. Could you possibly, maybe, should you delay Social Security a year and spend a year doing Roth conversions instead? And so working with your CFP to identify when to do Roth conversions, how much, how to manage the taxes, that's the second idea. And then third, if you have a HSA eligible high deductible health plan, rethinking how you're going to use your HSA. Consider using that as a retirement savings vehicle as opposed to a short-term health spending account instead of health savings account. Reconsider its purpose. The 401k was never created to fulfill its current mission. Right now, it's your largest wealth building tool, but it wasn't intended that way. Well, the HSA wasn't initially intended to be a retirement vehicle either, but when you look at the mechanics and how it works from a tax standpoint, pre-tax in, tax-sheltered growth, tax-free withdrawals, fantastic and extraordinary retirement vehicle, so reconsider that. Those are just three ideas, big picture though, to defuse the ticking time bomb, the tax time bomb for your retirement savings. Need financial planning. Need to look at all 6 areas of your financial life, but specifically that tax planning piece. Come up with the ideas and the strategies for you to save the least or pay the least amount of tax over your lifetime, and then make sure that you implement the strategies that bring synergy to all 6 areas of your financial life. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.